All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to do a part two to the last video I made, tips and advice for targeted individuals. The only difference is today we're actually going to give a lot more tips, a lot more advice on how to make a life of a targeted individual much more bearable and to bring down some of that electric feeling, some of that targeting feeling, and just to be, as a TI, how to live as comfortable as possible without not too much suffering, pain, and torture. And you guys know the rest. Anyway, so here we go. What are we going to start off with? I think the best thing to probably start off with is if you're a TI and you're constantly getting bombarded with these electromagnetic frequencies and electromagnetic energy hit to your body, the first thing you want to do is shield whatever room you're in. So if you're chilling in a bedroom like this, you want to shield it from the 5G tower, because what's blasting your body with this electromagnetic energy? It's the 5G tower. Okay, instead of this 5G tower sending a signal to your phone, it's sending the signals to your body. So what's a good shielding method? Me personally, I use wherever I go. If I'm going to go on vacation, I'm going to take with me some Mylar sheets. Okay, you could get these things anywhere, eBay, Amazon, and you just take these things out of the plastic, you tape them up to the wall, especially the window where you got the 5G tower pointing at you. That's the one that you really want to block off with these sheets. Tape them up to the wall. That should bring down the torture tremendously, because again, these waves, these frequencies, these energies are coming from the phone towers. So for shielding, you want to use Mylar sheets. Okay, now for a bit of a more comfortable scenario while you're sitting in this Mylar sheet covered room, you might want to add some magnets. To me personally, people tape magnets all over their bodies as TIs. Personally, for me, it works best when I tape them to my upper back, literally like right here. Right here, you go ahead, you take a magnet. I got these little small magnets right here. You could get bigger ones. These are the ones I found online. So you get these small magnets. You cover them up with tape, and you tape them up to your back. That should suck some of the electromagnetic energy out of your body. Doesn't give it time to mingle with your body and really like cook it up and have you feeling all crazy and tense. It's working to suck out the energy while you're chilling in this room now with Mylar sheets. Okay, now another thing to keep in mind: the worst enemy of a targeted individual is a cell phone. The more cell phones you have around you, the more you're going to feel targeted, the more you're going to feel tortured. Okay, so these cell phones, especially when they have their Bluetooth on, when they have the phone signal on and the Wi-Fi on, now you're really getting bombarded with all types of energy. So this is why targeted individuals, they feel even sicker and they feel even worse once they get around more people. If you're in a room just by yourself, you're going to feel the least torture. Or if you're in a room, with just one cell phone, your cell phone, you're going to feel the least torture. You get around 5, 10, you're going to fucking feel sick as hell, right? So that's the reason why these phones these days are now used as weapons against us. So for a TI, you want to have the least amount of phones around you for optimal peace. Okay? So even your phone, me personally, when I'm ready to go to bed, I wrap my phone up in aluminum foil and I wake up feeling in a much better mood than if I would have went to sleep with my cell phone right next to me. Because if I sleep with it right next to me, that's going to be 24 hours or whatever, 8 hours, 10 hours of the phone connecting to my body, hitting me with signals, and I'm going to wake up feeling like a madman. All right, so try to keep as many cell phones away from you. And if you got to have people around you, maybe your family, your friends, they're around you, and they got their phones around you, just ask them simply, can you turn off your Bluetooth? Can you turn off the Wi-Fi? Can you turn off your phone signal? you're helping me. You're helping me out. You're helping my health out when you do those things. Okay. Now let's get into another big part of this freaking system, right? So us as targeted individuals, right? We have this 5G light on us. Let's call it a light. It's like this light that's on us, and we constantly feel it. We constantly hear the ringing in the ears. We constantly feel the energy, the electromagnetic energy flowing through our bodies, right? So you got to understand a few things. Again, I mentioned this in the last video, and this is a big part of the system for a TI, is that the nanotech these days is now in everything. And when I say everything, it's literally almost about everything. Why? Because they're now putting nanotech in sink water, in public water. Okay, so your water system now has nanotech in it. They come with airplanes over your house, chemtrails, nanotech. They're spraying nanotech on us. Okay, and for a targeted individual, nanotech is the worst fucking enemy. Why? Because you have this light on you constantly, and once you get that nanotech on you, that's what registers with the light. It's not one chip. No, this nanotech fills our body with hundreds and thousands and possibly hundreds of thousands of chips. Okay? That's what you got to understand. That's what the nanotech is. That's what the smart dust is. So, for instance, they come and they spray chemtrails. Okay? They go and they spray chemtrails over your neighborhood. Now, everything that this chemtrail lands on can now be targeted and tracked in real time. So if this smart dust from the chemtrails lands on your car, now your car can be tracked 24/7 in real time. If it lands on a train, the train can now be tracked 24/7 in real time. If it lands on you, same thing with you. The radar system is the 5G towers, is the cell phone towers. That is the radar system registering whatever the nanotech lands on. Okay? So now that we know there's nanotech coming and they're spraying us with nanotech, there's nanotech in the water supply, what is a targeted individual to do? You have to eliminate this nanotech from your diet. You have to eliminate the nanotech from your body, and you have to live a completely different lifestyle. That's if you don't want to live a lifestyle full of torture. Okay? See, because I was a targeted individual. I've been a targeted individual since 2015. The things that I do today, I couldn't do in 2015 just because the pain, the suffering, the pressure was just way too much for me to bear, to be able to do regular common things. Okay, my eyes were all out of whack. The constant pressure, the constant suffering. I know what it is. I know what it's all about, and it's too much for anyone. Strongest person. You put this type of system on him, you put this type of torture on him, they're gonna go mad. Okay, give me the biggest juice head in the gym. Put this type of shit on him, he's gonna lose his fucking mind. His muscles won't be able to help him. All right, so what can we do about the nanotech? So me personally, I use distilled water for everything. I don't use the sink water for nothing, for absolutely nothing. It's no good to me as a TI. All that it's gonna do, it's make me sicker. So I use distilled water for everything. You want to clean your house, use distilled water. You want to boil pasta, use distilled water. You want to wash your face, you want to wash your body, use distilled water. Water that's not been tainted, that does not have the nanotech in it. Because again, once you consume this stuff, it's going to be in your system for days, for weeks, and you're going to feel like shit for the days coming after. You're still going to feel like shit. You're still going to feel the effects of even the smallest sip of this goddamn sink water. Okay? The smallest sip can drive you off the wall. So please take care. Use pure water, distilled water for your day-to-day using of water. So again, you try cooking with this nanotech water, the sink water. It's gonna get all over your food. It's gonna get all over your pasta, and now your meal is now tainted. It's in a lot of commercial products. It's in Pepsi products. It's in Nestle products. It's in Pepsi products. A lot of this mainstream stuff, this nanotech, it's already in it. So you got to watch your diet. You got to watch what you consume, and you got to understand, for us targeted individuals, this is really, really bad for us because the nanotech is in everything. It affects the targeted individual the most out of anybody. So once you realize that it's in the water system, so now even if you go to the fanciest restaurant, guess what? They use their pots and pans. They're using sink water to wash them. So those pots and pans that they're using are tainted, and you're still going to get sick. So if you really want to live your best possible life as a targeted individual, you really got to change your whole lifestyle. Okay, now say you did get poisoned by this nanotech. You had it in a Pepsi. You had it in a cup of water from the sink. You had it in your food. What are you gonna do? You're gonna start to feel your throat's closing up. You're gonna start coughing, right, like a madman. So the best thing to do in this situation to help with the detox after you've consumed it is you want to take some apple cider vinegar, distill it with a little bit of pure water, and drink that. That should open your airways, help detox some of the nanotech that's stuck now on your airways, and get it out of your system. So the vinegar works. Another thing that works to kill nanotech besides distilled water, alcohol. Rubbing alcohol works. So you want to constantly use that. But again, the rubbing alcohol works, but you want to use pure water after you rub that alcohol on you. You want to use pure water to rinse the tech off of you completely. Okay. Now, for other people who've been targeted for a long time, and sometimes you got to go outside, and sometimes you got to be around a lot of people, be around 5-10 people, and today's going to be a tough day because you got to be around all these freaking cell phones, right? So in a day like that, what you probably want to do is, before you go out, is take some potassium iodide mixed with some water, some clean water. Some potassium iodide is going to detox your body of the electromagnetic energy, and it's going to work while you're out there dealing with these people. That potassium iodide is going to be working, detoxing at the same time. Unfortunately, it's going to be detoxing at the same time you're getting hit with new energy. But at least you have that medicine in you that's constantly working to detox that energy. Okay, so I think that's a decent amount of tips. I don't want to make such a long video that people just, I have to stay on each subject for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and just people are not trying to hear all that. So I just wanted to knock out all the different things, because this is like a targeted individual survival guide. If you want to feel all right, you don't want to feel so fucking nuts and so fucking electrified, then you really, really have to follow these freaking tips. Like I'm telling you, I've been targeted for a long time, and I feel for you people, because I know just how painful it is. I know just how embarrassing, humiliating it is, and I understand the struggle. So that's the only reason why I'm making this video, because it's valuable information for a targeted individual. Once you understand these things, you can live a much more peaceful life, and there's hope for a better tomorrow. You understand? So let me just do a quick rundown of what we spoke about. So we spoke about covering the room of a targeted individual with Mylar sheets to block out the 5G. We suggested to wear submagnets on your upper body to suck out some of that energy that's hitting your body from cell phones, from 5G. We talked about the effects of cell phones, of how having too many cell phones in your house is just a bad idea. It's going to make you feel even more targeted. The further you are away from cell phones and people's cell phones, the better off you are health-wise. Okay? We spoke about the nanotech. The nanotech in chemtrails, the nanotech in sink water, the nanotech in popular products. Okay, stay away from that stuff. Use a different type of water. Use clean water, distilled water. Use that to change to in every part of your life, and you'll see that would make a huge difference on the way you're living and how you feel on a day-to-day basis. Don't poison yourself with the water, because that's all it is. Don't poison yourself with a Pepsi. Don't poison yourself with eating at the restaurant at the corner, that uses sink water in their dishes, that uses sink water to clean the pots and pans. It's going to make you sick. So we spoke about that, and then we spoke about the positive effects of apple cider vinegar to help detox, to help clear your throat when it's feeling like it's closed up and you've inhaled too many nanotech from the chemtrails. You've drank it unwittingly. Use some apple cider vinegar to help with the detox. Some potassium iodide when you're out on a mission and it's going to be a long freaking day and you need something to help level you out, some balance. Then take some potassium iodide. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I really hope this stuff works out for you guys. And share, comment, like. If you know anyone who's a TI, send them this video. I guarantee they're gonna thank you for it. And you guys just enjoy the rest of your week. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.